Welcome, everybody, to the CrossFire podcast.
Wow.
Where crap took right over from the absolutely cheap-ass... I had the worst app in the world. It's supposed to be an applauding crowd, and instead I get Crap's harmonica. My apologies, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are going to have a great show tonight. As Crap does that and completely throws me off my game. That being said, guys, let me get to the stellar panel. We've got an amazing amount of topics tonight. I got the one, the only, you may know him as the
Crappy, turn that shit off right now.
Thank you, Jesus. Wait, hey guys, tune in next week to Xbox Nation when I bring some sort of like piano, just play over the intro. No, Crap Gamer, welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Hey, you know what? I am doing damn good. I'm like, the topic list is on fire. I'm so happy to be able to talk about this stuff. Obviously, man, Phil out here killing it, man. We were 14 new exclusives, baby. Whoa! Oh, wait, no, back that off. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. It ain't what you think. Yeah.
It's gonna be great, buddy. It's gonna be great. And then I got Xbot 448. Xbot, welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing tonight?
What's up, brother? In the words of the immortal
Hulk Hogan,
Uncle from Spider-Man, Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. And I feel like there is a lot of power here on the panel tonight, man. It's going to be a great show.
I couldn't agree with you anymore. I honestly couldn't. And let me get to my special guests that are with us here. I asked her to come on yesterday. She is fantastic. She is the host of Scumcast. She knows what she's talking about. We need her voice of reason tonight. The beautiful Luca, welcome to the show and welcome back to Crossfire. Thanks for being here tonight.
Well, that's such a good opening. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. What's up, guys? Luca here, your resident scumbag, and I'm really looking forward to discussing these topics, especially with my big bro Xbot here. All day had some choice words about you this week, Bot. So, I think we could
it was great.
Have a good time. Yeah.
Anything that can bring a little more spotlight onto my channel. I've gained quite a few more subs because of that. And I got to say thank you all day. I really do appreciate it.
You got subs off of All Day?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I think he does have a couple friends out there. So I don't know how it happened, but I saw the tweet and then I look over at my channel. I'm like, oh, wow, I got a few more subscribers here. So it's good all the way around, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good way to look at it.
We've got to get All Day back on the show, to be honest with you.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. And Luca, thank you for being the voice of reason tonight. That's why you're here. But another voice of reason, me and him go back and forth all the time on Twitter. You guys know him from Brap. Enrique, welcome back to the show, buddy. We've had schedule conflicts for Brap and for Crossfire. You're finally here. Welcome to the show, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Dude, I'm totally excited to be on. Yeah, I have like 8 kids, so scheduling's kind of tough at times.
Oh, tell me about it.
Last time we were hanging out playing Destiny 2, he's like, Mooch, I want to commit to this game, but I got to be honest with you. I'm having another kid, so I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I mean, I tell you, games as a service is killer if you're a dad and have like 4 or 8 kids. It just doesn't work.
It's so true. And, I got to be honest with you, we have so many topics tonight, but that was something we brought up a few weeks ago. To be honest with you, it is hard to play games as a service when you're a parent and you just don't have the time. That's why single-player games have become a little bit more in my wheelhouse, and that was something I gravitated away from years ago, so I hear you with that.
I'm not going to lie, Mooch. I've been tempted by Candy Crush.
Well, listen, you're not you and 16 billion other people, apparently.
Don't do it. No,
don't do it. But listen,
I mean, look, I can play it I can play that when I take my kids to the doctor's office. I can pull up my mobile phone and play Candy Crush. And wait a minute, Stadia.
Stadia. Stadia. Sounds like a song from the 80s. Listen, I got news for you, right? That being said, I got my Noximus from New York, buddy. How you doing, Nox? Welcome to the show tonight.
Hey, is he officially a member of this panel, man? He's here every Friday
hit me up. He says, Mooch, you want me to stop in? I said, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. He's a great guy, man. He has a fucking fantastic opinion on stuff, too. Love it.
There you go. Nox, you couldn't do a better intro for yourself if you tried.
No, I'm saying thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, man. That was great, man. Like always, brother, it's a pleasure to be here, man. I love doing Crossfire. I love doing all of this, man. And the panel is awesome. The chat is going to be great as always. And the topics are off the chain, man. So let's get it, bro. Let's get it in.
I appreciate that, Nox. And let me take a quick second here to say thanks to everybody in the chat. Please do tweet it out. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys being here. In all honesty, so yesterday Phil Spencer took to Twitter, as we know he does, and he really went off and kind of set the Xbox community on fire and saying we're going to have 14 Xbox Game Studio games present on stage at E3. And I'll be honest with you, myself included, I was like, wow, that's a lot of games, especially coming from the first party. And we know that this may be some of the newly acquired studios making their first time appearance on stage. But then as time went on and a lot of people were tweeting back and forth on Twitter, you got to stop and kind of take it all in. And I'll be honest with you, I think that we're going to get an amazing showing. But, Crap, you had a list that you'd put together, and I have one here. Crap, what was that list that you put together of things that we kind of know that are coming, or even if we don't know, they're kind of like assumed games that are going to be coming from these first-party studios?
So a lot of people don't realize, right? They hear a 14 first-party. In the past, that usually would mean exclusive or console exclusive.
Right.
But given that Microsoft has bought these studios that are contractually obligated to deliver games on PS4, sometimes even Switch, that's no longer the case. So without further ado, here's your list, and I would be surprised if this isn't 95% accurate. Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Ori 2, Halo Infinite, Age of Empires, Battletoads, Halo Master Chief Collection, The Outer Worlds, yes, that's owned by Microsoft, but it's going to be on PS4 as well. Wasteland 3, they're confirmed to be there. Yes, that's a multi-plat. Yes, Microsoft owns them. Bleeding Edge, which is the new Ninja Theory game. Fable 4, Minecraft Dungeon or Minecraft World, the new Rare multiplayer IP, Perfect Dark or Mech Assault. That would round out the 14 there. So it's not as big of a megaton possibly.
Sounds like everything we've said already, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, remember a few years ago, or this might have been 4 years ago or 3 years ago, where they were like, Shannon Loftus was like, we've got 15 games and we're working on. And I counted the games that we knew about, and it came to 15. And so you knew they had nothing. I'm not saying that this is the case here, because I think, obviously, for me, Bleeding Edge and Fable 4 would be phenomenal. No bigger Gears fan than me. I'm very excited about this lineup. Halo Infinite, that might be the best Halo of all time with the money and resources they're pouring into it. Great E3, just not this big E3 where we are going to get a lot of new IP announcements or things that are going to be console exclusive or whatever, but still going to be an exciting E3. And, for them to come out and say, hey, 14, I think that's going to get people excited. And obviously people are talking about it, which is what they want. They want a lot of people to tune in. It's their chance to pitch their vision of the future, their vision of Xbox and clouds and PCs and whatever. And so I think that's on, and I think they're going to do a good job doing that, right? There's a little something for everybody, I believe.
No, I completely agree. And Xbox, you were kind of vocal about this too. Like, there's no doubt that when I think Xbox, I think Xbox 448. I mean, this guy's always excited about, right? I mean, how do you not think
it's
about
funny.
Xbox?
Me too, brother. Me too.
Right? Little promo for you, but it's a true story. So when you heard about,
you hear Knox, right?
I heard him. When you honestly think about the 14 games and what Crap just read to you, and there's a shout out to Xbox One and a couple others out there that were tweeting out lists that they have derived off of what they know. And as we get closer and closer, there's been leaks and this and that we kind of know. What was your take after the 14 games was announced? Was it something you thought like what Crap's saying, or do you have a different spin on it?
I mean, it sounds kind of like what Crap's saying, and to me, that's awesome. I can't wait to see the show. But when you look out there on social media and you just say, hey, 14 game studios, and like, I guess people who are doubtful, you might be having second thoughts now or something like that. It's like, well, no, we already talked about all this. It does look like a great show, but don't get the people up there all super hyped thinking, it's going to be all these like new IP announcements and all stuff that we haven't heard about. Like, we pretty much have.
You don't think we're going to get one surprise though, Xbox? I think there's going to surprise maybe two.
But see, one, two, or even three surprises to me doesn't equal out to kind of like vaguely talking about 14. You see what I'm saying? That's the case, you're gonna get everybody all hyped up, thinking the stars and space and everything like that, and what you're gonna get is like maybe 1,000 feet above Earth. You got them overstretching to the point where whatever they see, even if it's a great show, they're gonna be disappointed by it. And I'm looking at it kind of more grounded, and I'm excited for the show. As what Crap is saying, to me, that sounds like a great show.
It is. Luca, what do you think? What's the voice of reason here, honestly? I mean, are you excited about this? Or when you read that, did you do what I did where your emotions kind of spiked and you said, well, wow, that's a big number. And then you said, you know what, to be honest with you, I kind of know what's coming along anyway. So this may not be as big of a deal as I originally thought.
Well, I'm always one for show, don't tell. Plus, it's like, it's not... This is the first time that they've thrown out big numbers. Oh, we're going to have 40 games on stage. And it's just it's a sizzle reel. You know what I mean? So It's just like, for me, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what they show on stage. Personally, I love E3. I've loved Xbox's E3 the last 2 years, so I'm not worried about them. I'm sure it'll be a good show regardless. Like me, I don't care about exclusives in the sense that like it's not going to affect how I feel about this show like it does for other people. Like I
Right.
watch E3 because I want to see what games are coming out in general, not just what exclusives are coming out. And the people in this community, they focus so much on exclusives, which aren't really a thing with Xbox anymore, that they just end up getting disappointed when they don't give you what you want. It's like, how many times are they going to say, hey, this is what we're doing, before people get like, hey, that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
Stop
the shock
getting your expectations up for something that's not going to happen.
Exactly. The shock and awe of that should be worn off by now. I completely agree with Luca. And I mean, Enrique, let me ask you this question because Luca just brought it up. And I think these two categories, even though I'm going to have two separate topics, do tie in together quite nicely. Are we shocked now after this announcement that Gears 5 is going to Steam day and date? If all of this is happening, I mean, where do you feel? Because I know, Enrique, you've always been very, very loud on Twitter about being kind of a fan of games in general, but I know that you play a lot of Xbox. I know you do. What is it you feel as an Xbox fan that you could say, in all honesty, now I'm seeing some of my beloved titles are going not only to PC and Windows Store, but now they're going to be going to, and I'll tie in a third topic, PC Game Pass, going to Steam. It's going everywhere at this point.
Yeah,
so,
Mooch, calm down. You're going to put all the topics.
Well, I got news for you. Those three alone could take an hour. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of this gets deep. Enrique, where are you on these subjects?
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I'm really surprised by the Steam thing because, like, what was the point of having the Windows 10 store and now have your games on Steam? Like, I don't understand that, and I feel like Microsoft does these things where they make announcements and then they do something that kind of just like steps over the previous announcement that they made. Like the Windows 10 store, like, okay, we're gonna announce Windows 10 store. You can buy games on Windows 10, yada yada yada. But now you're gonna have a big franchise, and Gears is not gonna be. Gears is only gonna be the first franchise that's gonna be on Steam. They're gonna have other. You can only imagine all the other franchises are gonna be on Steam as well. But why even do that though? Like, why make that announcement years ago? Windows 10, the Windows 10 store, and then not.
Well,
and the Windows 10 store is broken.
Yeah, I mean that's precisely what the issue is. It's broken. They haven't fixed it yet. PC gamers in general fucking hate the Windows 10 store.
Yeah.
They're not going to buy their games from there. So,
but how do you win over that audience though? Like that's the thing. Like you have a broken.
You put it on Steam.
You put it on Steam.
Exactly. Why not? But what I'm saying is, why not do that from the get go? It's like I feel like they
had to try. They had to try.
They wanted to have their own storefront. Of course, they wanted to. They're never going to compete with Steam, and we knew that going in.
Yeah, but everyone knew that.
Everyone always wants to have their own.
Well, but
wait. That's not true. That is not
try,
true.
Right? Like
there are a bunch of developers that have their own launchers and websites that they want you to buy their games from. Everyone does this. Let's not act shocked that Microsoft did it too.
Well, I mean, EA does it, and
it was just a terrible.
Ubisoft, like. I mean, come on, like what? Like, of course they're gonna try their own launcher first. Of course they're gonna have their own store first. They're gonna be like, listen, we'll save more money if we have our own store. We'll make more profit. Oh, our store's fucking broken. PC gamers, as we can see with this Epic Store debacle, they are stuck on Steam. They want to buy their games from Steam, so let's put our game on Steam so we can make more money than we did with Gears 4.
And then when they slide into real quick, and then when they slide into their whole PC Xbox Game Pass, you can get it from there too with the savings and all that. It's slick, bro. They know what they're doing. This is just good business. I can't even be mad at it. Nobody should be mad at it. Whatever. Xbox games are already on PC, so what does it matter what storefront you buy it from, right? Epic Store, Windows Store, Steam. It really doesn't matter anymore. And that's the point they're trying to get across to everybody. It just doesn't matter.
Let's be honest here. They Microsoft Edge the Windows Store is what they did. When it comes to the Edge browser, they're now using like Google underneath, and they're going to bring out a new Edge that's powered by what they thought was their competitor. All right, and at the end of the day, when you look at PC gaming, and this is what makes PC gaming a lot different than console gaming, is it's an open platform. So like Lucas said, companies will have their own launchers, their own stores to download games and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you also want to be where everybody else is.
But with the other launchers though, like you can't like with Epic, like there's certain exclusive games you can only get on the Epic storefront. That's not the case with the Windows Store now.
Well, like I said, they Microsoft Edged it though, is what they're doing right now, and they're like, well, we're at least gonna have our games out there, on Steam, and that's good enough for now, at least until they try to fix whatever is broken with the Windows Store, which I don't think they have that on their front burner of things to do right now. I don't know. I think that's what
let
it
me
is.
ask this question.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when we all get into this conversation, whether it be on podcasting or on Twitter, a lot of people, because it is the hardcore that's discussing this, we always say, oh, well, a lot of people are like, well, I'll just play it on PC. But that's not necessarily the case, right? So there is still a need, much need for an Xbox console, not just the simplicity of buying the box, and the box is going to be uber powerful. Come home, play Gears 5 on it. It's going to look amazing, right? So there's a lot of people saying, what do I need an Xbox for? I can buy it anywhere. But like realistically speaking, we all console game for the most part. I'm not saying you don't have a PC that can't play these games, but you're not at the end of the day playing Gears 5 on your PC. Yes, it's a viable option, but that's where I think Xbox is holding on to that console sale. Do you guys see that point, or has that become a stretch at this point?
No, you make that's an excellent point. Go ahead, Crap, but it's true.
I was going to say that there was that Windows Central report that at least, and this was good news in my opinion, if this is true, and that usually Jez is pretty on top of this stuff, but basically their game core that they're prepping for next gen won't be ready for a few years. So they're not going to do forward compatibility, but rather do quote unquote cross gen, according to Jez. So that I found to be very interesting, meaning that there wouldn't be any quote console exclusives or anything like that for the Scarlet consoles. Like everything for the next few years is going to be out on both, but at least they're going to be separate kind of entities, I guess. So I mean, like that, I guess that's good news. But at the same time, that's even less incentive to pick up the newer consoles other than power. But again, like even Luca, I think we had her on a month or two ago on Xbox Nation, and she was like, I'm going to get a PS5. I think a lot of people are going to take that route if you can get these games on your X and they're still going to look and play amazing. Why spend the $500 or $600 on something right away? Just my opinion. I'm not saying that I won't or that nobody will, but it is a little bit of a less incentive to go out and do that.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Crap. I think you make a great point. And Luca actually said something a few minutes ago that made a lot of sense to me. When we were being preached that we're going to have over 40-something games for Xbox a few years ago on stage, that was, everybody's throwing already a ticker tape parade. Everybody's like, it's over. That's amazing. 40 games on stage has never been done before. But,
sounds like one of my titles.
Right? It does. Right? Zing. But
I can
nonetheless,
sing
right?
myself.
You did sing yourself.
Yes,
it's great. But to be honest with you, Crap, that's some of those 40 games
had something to say.
He does, and I'm going to get to Sir X-Man in a second. But I got to be honest with you, it's almost like some of those 40 games were like Mooch and Crap's Adventures. Sir,
those were AAA games, by the way.
They were. I appreciate Enrique's a big proponent of those games. Sir X-Man says, this is my beef. If you could put your games on Steam, then let's get some Steam games on Xbox, because Steam has some really good games. That would be fair. He makes a point. Why is it always a one-way street?
Because
reasons I don't
know. But you know what's interesting though? It wasn't always a one-way street though. The OG Xbox, it was a mutual relationship. You were getting PC games over to the Xbox, and vice versa.
So what games would people want to play?
That's exactly what thank you, Luca. I was going to say, what console gamers want to play from PC? It's not even going to.
I'd play Age of Empires.
Well, I heard on Twitter that's coming to Xbox. I'm still waiting on a link that says like there's been some type of announcement there. But so AOE, I'm not sure.
For so long though.
well, here's the thing though, right? Like the Age of Empires is such a hardcore RTS. Like unless they do strictly mouse and keyboard support on the Xbox, I don't see how that could work. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I think Gears Tactics would work with a controller if they wanted to put the time in to redo the how it's set up, right? The UI. I'm not sure they could do that with Age of Empires, or if they did crossplay, you would get slaughtered going against somebody on PC using a mouse and keyboard because it's so much more efficient playing RTS games. But it is a little bit weird to me, one of those things, because everybody, especially Mooch, you're like, Xbox is PC, PC's Xbox, but the last year, like almost every announcement has been PC related or cloud related, and PC's even gotten some of these quote unquote exclusives that are coming to Xbox.
Very true.
So that's a little bit weird to me.
Well, you're getting a lot of PC and cloud stuff, because let's be honest here, they're transitioning like the gaming industry as a whole. Like the way that they see the future, they're trying to get the rest of the gamers out there seeing it kind of in a similar fashion. So you are going to get a lot of like cloud announcements. You're going to get a lot of things that that are being worked out on the PC front. And
well,
you know,
Xbox. Let me ask you something, right? So they announced Game Pass is going to PC, and then they're like,
we already knew that though.
yeah, but they're like, we're gonna talk more about this at our press conference. Like, what the hell else more does there need to be talked about?
You know, it's a different kind of Game Pass. It's going to offer PC specific games.
They should just do it in the wire then. Like, didn't they just announce? It's like sometimes Microsoft doesn't make sense to me, right? Like, there's a PC dedicated show.
Aren't you cheapening the PC gamer out there? Because there is a PC space at E3.
There is, but they're the smaller of the group. That's why they only just got their own show recently.
Maybe now it's getting to the point where they're bellying up at the table.
I guess
saying,
I'm
hey,
just surprised.
I'm
just surprised that Microsoft is charging them for this, right? I mean, they usually get everything else handed to them, so I'm kind of surprised that they're going to that they're going to charge them. But there is a rumor going around that if you're the Xbox Ultimate thing or whatever, you get the PC version for free.
Yeah, free.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's cool, but I don't game. I built my PC, but I don't game on PC. So it's just one of those things that does me no good. Like my brother always talks to me, and he's like, "Hey man, you should download." You probably got a ton of games waiting to download it if you installed this or this. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to install any of that crap. I'm not really a PC gamer. It's not my bag, Mooch.
It's not your bag, but listen, you know what? Since you bring that up, this is something that kind of struck me the wrong way yesterday. I was excited because I've been asking crap on multiple shows we've been doing. I said, when is it we're going to see Game Pass come over to the PC? And, Xbox is always saying we're unified. We're keeping things the same. We want to make sure gamers play their games everywhere. You buy it once. That's all you need to worry about. Right? Exactly, Enrique. Nope. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I have Game Pass and I saw PC getting Game Pass. I'm like, you know what? Great for me. I actually have a rig. I can play some games while I'm doing some videos, doing things like that. I can actually enjoy this. And then I'm like, wait, I have to pay more? So why? And then they're like, no, Mooch, calm yourself. Everyone's like, Mooch, relax. Okay? Relax. There's an ultimate package out there that throws everything together. You already heard about it. And I'm like, but that's $14.99 a month. And people are like, well, if you buy everything a la carte. But we don't buy everything a la carte. I usually am able to get Xbox Live Gold for roughly around $39.99 on sale. It's on sale like every 3 months. So like you always have an opportunity to get that. And then Game Pass has been notorious for 12 months for $69 for the year. Right? I mean, so to pay now $15 a month, it's like it's either a wash or it's a little bit more. So what Xbox is doing is I'm using the words double dipping. It's not quite double dipping, but I'm saying they're upcharging us for basically the same. And they're like, no. Now you're going to get some PC games in there, but a lot of those PC games could be like, just some other small rinky-dink RTSs, not nearly like Age of Empires, Enrique, but like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like if we're going to stick to the model that when you buy a game or when you buy this, you take it with you wherever you go, play anywhere, do this.
Well, when you buy a game, yeah, but you're doing a subscription service.
But it's the same companies. It's Xbox Game Pass.
And I always thought the messaging from Microsoft was like the gamers at the center of their experience.
Right. This is what I'm saying.
So like we're supposed to be the center of everything, but we're not. Like there's still that division.
Well, you're a little off to the right because the center is still money. Let's be real.
Oh, okay. So
I get the money thing, but it's like, but don't put that messaging out there. Then don't say we're at the center of our experience.
It's a little conflicting.
It is confusing.
Wait. So just so we're clear. If you already have Game Pass on your Xbox, you can't access your account on the PC unless you sign up for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever. They haven't stated if it'll be $10 a month, but it's a separate subscription.
So they want you to pay twice. Okay.
Yes. Now. The other thing that came out
or you get the bundle, the ultimate,
and
then it includes the PC version.
But you're still paying more.
You're paying $14.99 a month. So I mean, and I guess people keep saying to me, it depends on how you look at it. That's true if you're paying everything MSRP sticker value, but a lot of us don't. I mean, everyone that I've always talked to over the years always says I get Xbox Live Gold when it's on sale.
3 months $1,
right? So
that's when I get it.
I mean,
Luca, what's your take on this? Is this a little bit? I mean, would you just say with me, Enrique, and Crapper kind of saying here is it's a bit conflicting on Xbox's original message. Some people may not see it that way, but I don't understand why we're paying twice or paying for one large bundle where before we were doing everything cheaper a la carte.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If they want to make it so it's like you're transitioning and you're going back and forth between the Xbox and the PC, I don't understand why they're charging you twice or upcharging you. Like, people keep making the distinction that Game Pass is going to be like Netflix, right? Well, I have a Netflix account. I don't have to sign up for Netflix every time I use a different device on it. So what's up, you know? Like I don't really understand what they're doing with that.
Maybe they heard all the backlash from, you know, people who have an Xbox where with Xbox Live, you know, people don't have to pay for multiplayer on PC.
Well,
those are two separate issues.
Well, look, according to what I read, right? I'm going to speculate here, right? Like this version of Xbox Game Pass is supposed to be PC gamer centric, right? So it's only going to have 100 titles from what I read, and it's bringing on board several PC only developers that make specific PC games. So those games aren't even going to be on the Xbox version of Game Pass. It's like two separate versions. How PC centric it's going to be, that's up for debate. So then they're still separating their whole thing, right? When what they advertise is that they want everything together, they're not putting everything together. They're actually separating it.
But even on the PC side with PC Game Pass, they're still getting console versions of games on the PC.
Well, the Microsoft ones, and
but I mean, but you gotta imagine, like, Sega's one of the developers. I mean, Sega's not only PC centric.
True.
So I mean, it sounds like it's kind of like one sided where PC's getting console games, and then know the console's not getting PC games.
So if anyone's ever listening, and Mikey Barr's always said, he goes, I pop in, I listen to different podcasts all the time. Here's the one thing I would say to Microsoft if they're listening. We console gamers have been saying for a long time, hey, can you throw us a bone, right? So what I was wondering was, if console gamers are already paying for Xbox Game Pass, we should be able to play the Xbox console subscription should include PC. Now, people have been saying for a long time, PC gamers are playing online for free. They should have to pay separately if they want to do both. Why have the console players who are already paying for online also pay another subscription for the PC? I think that would be throwing the console gamers a bone, saying, console gamers, for your $9.99 a month, you get PC access to Game Pass and console, and of course you have to pay for Xbox Live Gold separately. PC folks, if you want to play console games and PC, yours is going to be the two subscriptions for $9.99, and that seems to be a bit fair. But now again, the console gamer again kind of feels a bit shafted, because now we're paying for the console version of Game Pass, the PC version, and Gold.
Hold on. Yep. The console gamer that also plays on PC.
Hold on. Busta Move 89. I got to read this. He says, I read today Phil Spencer has P on one butt cheek and C on the other.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I kind of like, go ahead, Xbot. Sorry.
Oh my God.
No. Well, what Mooch was saying is like, the console gamer feels shafted. Now, I'm a console gamer. I have a rig that I can play games on. I just don't do it. I'm not a PC gamer, man. So with that being said, I'm happy where Game Pass is. I do agree though that with their messaging of having your games wherever you're. Oh man, we got sirens going on here. Guys, it's the apocalypse right now.
You guys got Silent Hill going on in the background. Yes.
But dude, you remember that?
Yes.
Go off like crazy. But yeah, I do agree that if you're gonna light the Unity candle and say you can have your games on whatever device and stuff like that, even though when you buy your games they're talking play anywhere, but you got to move that forward into your subscription as well, and have it available on whatever device moving forward.
Here's the thing. I think what Microsoft wants is either one or two things. It's Microsoft kind of admitting that people that play their games on the PC, the Play Anywhere stuff was a failure, right? Like if you bought it on PC, you played it on PC. If you bought it on Xbox, you played it on Xbox. They admitted that there was next to no crossover there, right? This to me sounds like that they're hoping that people will get invested in the ecosystem, like buy the ultimate thing, and then somehow if you're playing on Xbox, then you can still play on that. It's their sort of way of maybe getting PC gamers to penny up for the for Xbox Live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you think about it, like that's the best deal, right? Like, okay, get Game Pass on PC and Xbox Live, and get those games and stuff like that for $15. To some PC gamers, that might sound like a really good deal, and so they do that because some might have both. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe maybe I want to play a console game with my friend, although I don't think it's going to work out because, like I said, most people that play on PC. And then console is console. So who knows if that'll work. Microsoft is kind of all over the place. That's one of the things that bugs me about them is they don't really they don't perfect anything, and then they're scattered all over.
That was my point with Windows 10.
Yeah.
Like, going to Steam. They don't perfect anything.
Exactly. Like perfect, get something right first, right? And then I think you would go and do something else. You know what I mean?
Is this
like,
another situation where Microsoft is taking on a whole lot at once again, and they're hoping the dominoes all fall into place, or not really?
I think
they got their
taking on a
hands
lot.
in. Yeah,
they want to be a jack of all trades and a
Yeah.
master of none. You know, that's the thing. They
That's a
want to
great
be a
point.
jack of all trades and a master of none. And that really has to stop, because they are kind of, look, Game Pass to me, I don't know. I don't think anybody on this panel or anyone in the chat, I don't think anybody, and I'm just going to say, pays $120 a year for Game Pass. I just don't think anybody does it, because that's for a certain type of customer. You know what I mean? Yes,
brother, I will say I do. We pay $10 a month. We've been doing it from the beginning.
all right.
Brother.
I mean,
You're Luca.
I hope you. I hope
Come on,
you take
Moochonomics. You're with me every week, Xbox. Moochonomics, come on. You know not to
Game
do
Pass
that.
is great. It's
It is great.
For me, it's like I said, it's one of those things. 3 months for $1, I'm in, and
I'm just
not
saying,
only am I
listen.
in, I cancel it immediately when I subscribe. I subscribe and then
So-
cancel the renewal right away, and then enjoy it for. And the thing is,
would
even for
you
those
cancel
3
it, though?
months,
There's just so many
because
games.
I don't want them to get me in the trap. I don't want them to get
Here's
me in
the
the trap.
thing.
I forget about it, and then they charge me $10. And
Knox.
the thing is, even for the 3 months, real quick, Mooch, even for the 3 months for $1, if I've played Game Pass one time, it's one time more than ever, because I don't use the shit. That's the whole thing. I buy my games, but that's me. I'm that type of gamer.
Right. Now, L. Paul says, Mooch, you're assuming there is no Game Pass Ultimate yearly subscription. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, L. Paul. I'm saying to you that, in all honesty, Brad Sams came out and said that it's probably going to be released. I'm not going to put him on the hook. He said it may just be rumor right now, but they're feeling very strongly that the Ultimate package will include Game Pass for console, Game Pass for PC, and Xbox Live Gold for the year.
Right.
But
So
at
they're going to
14
force us. They're going to force us to do.
Wait.
Exactly.
Okay, first
Go ahead,
of all,
Luca.
no one can force you to spend your money.
Well,
Well,
no. You're. I mean, no. I'm not saying they
Nobody's
put a
forced.
gun in your head, but I'm saying you don't have any options.
Yeah,
Really?
your option is to not get it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Go
you're right.
somewhere else.
So true.
Yeah, that's-
You're
go
right.
somewhere
You're
else.
right.
But Luca, when we all play, we all win. So what I'm trying to say here, right, is like
La,
if
la,
they
la,
want to,
la.
right, but if they want to say the Ultimate here, the Ultimate at $14.99, it comes to around $180 for the year. Okay, that's full price for a year of Game Pass and a year of Gold. I just don't understand why, when we're already paying for Game Pass, and this goes for why is it we have to pay twice? It's not going to be that different of a library.
And you're targeting the console gamer, because they damn well know nobody on PC is going to pay for any of that. You know what I mean? If anybody on PC even uses Game Pass,
Right.
when they see a game they want, they'll pay the $10 that month, roll through the game in 30 days, and they're done with it. They're not.
Done, yeah.
So it's only this whole marketing ploy that they're trying to do is
Not
specifically
everybody
aimed
like
at
you,
the
dog.
console gamer. But it is aimed at the console
It
gamer.
is
You're
because the
just-
Ultimate includes the Gold, and
Exactly.
that's what lures in the console player.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they get you in for that $120, because they know people aren't paying that $120, brother. That's why they're trying to entice you with it. It's not going to work on me. So you better
Listen,
leave that
so
shit
the
for 3
only
months for
reason-
$1.
Check this out. The only reason why this topic really has interest to me and how I game, you guys know, I've been looking at xCloud and, game streaming to multiple devices. If they're going to go through with a separate kind of like Game Pass for PC, like my whole ideology when it came to, the xCloud and Game Pass was, with your Game Pass service, you'll be able to use xCloud on your cell phone, your tablets, whatever device you want to stream your games. Now, this kind of puts a wrench in that, though, because if they feel they can do a different type of subscription service for Game Pass on PC, what's to say that they're not going to try to do something different
Game
when it
Pass
comes
Mobile.
to
Well,
cloud? Exactly.
You didn't think xCloud was going to be free, right?
I thought it was just going to be right with Game Pass, man. That's the way I saw it.
No, wait, so
That's why I was like, it's great.
do we have any numbers on
That's-
projected xCloud monthly payment? Is that going to be a subscription as well, or no?
They haven't mentioned, but
They
I'm
haven't
going to
mentioned it.
assume they haven't
Tune
mentioned
in,
that.
It's
June
got to be
9th,
some kind of
baby.
subscription-based service.
It's going
I
to be.
agree.
It has
It's
to
going to
be.
be.
So
Gonna be.
do you
That's why
see,
Sony
this-
wants to
this-
get in on it.
This is the same thing I've been telling you guys for years about when people are like, cut the cable, Mooch! Get rid of that coax cable!
la carte,
Get rid of
baby.
it! Buy everything a la
Hey,
carte!
hey, Wicked Siege does bring up something though. He says PC gamers games go on sale so fast. I don't think Game Pass would do well. And I mentioned that to you the other day, Mooch.
did.
Remember, I was like,
you did.
look,
Good point.
Game Pass is good for like if Microsoft is coming out with bangers, I guess. But for the most part, if you look at what's in there, it's a lot of stuff that's really cheap on Steam, a lot cheaper than it is on console, and a lot of it's old. So, I just don't see how that would be a huge hit unless they're going to do it vastly differently. I don't know. I just, to me, I'm not really sure what the deal is. And again, with xCloud, I'm sure we're going to find out more. I personally, I'll go get a drink or something or a hoagie. Or
all right, so crap.
when they start doing that, man, let me go get them.
It was funny because a week ago I had said to Crap on one of the shows we were doing, I said, I think this newly added 25 minutes to make it a full 2-hour show. I said I think about 25
Damn
minutes
you,
or
Mooch,
so,
right
will be xCloud, PC, and basically the hardware. And Crap was the first one. He goes, really? You really think they're going to have PC talk on the stage? There's a separate show for that. I said, I think that's what it's going to be. I said, now the positive side to that is the hour and a half we've always gotten for our console games will still be there intact. We're not going to lose any time. But that extra 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, I think that's going to go towards PC, xCloud, and
Microsoft
hardware.
Trying to win back that PC crowd that they screwed up. Dude, that's like, look, gamers are unforgiving to Microsoft because think about it. They did games for Windows Live, right? Where they tried to charge PC gamers Xbox Live fees.
Yep.
Right? And they abandoned them ever since. Sort of like this whole original Xbox One idea. People still bring that up. And that was 2013. We're going into 2020 and people still bring it up. So they do not forgive. They do not forget. We got a couple of super chats there. Luke Taylor says PC has Humble Bundle and it really has really good games. And
Shinzaya.
Shouldn't say not working here anymore. No, just kidding, Mooch. The way gaming, you get it, right? Yeah. The way gaming will change drastically in the months to come with xCloud for the deal. Will Sony and Microsoft now we see Modern Warfare and crossplay, no question, Xbox, PS4, and PC, so offers have to change. Wait, is the crossplay between, I don't think it's between Xbox and PS4. It says
console and PC. They don't say anything about console to console, man.
Yeah, which they should do.
But and I brought this up yesterday. I was like, which I don't even know if this is a topic, I didn't see it, but is that going to be something, or can you turn it off, or because that's keyboard and mouse versus controller on a first-person shooter? That's
can't
my
imagine
question.
they have to turn it off. To turn it off. But that would be a bad idea if they
it's up to the devs,
forced quote unquote
it is up
guys
to the
to play with the PC guys. So I don't think you have anything to worry about with that. There's probably going to be an option.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll be honest about this Modern Warfare game, Mooch.
Well, don't get me started in that.
Captain Stu Nuts is back.
Captain Stu Nuts is back in a major way. Not only is he back, but it's actually the exact same guy.
Captain Price.
I cannot believe.
We're so McTavish.
Everybody is so excited, and I'll be honest with you, I get it. It's a new engine. That's the thing you should be excited about, is that Call of Duty finally has a new engine.
Is it a brand new engine?
Bethesda.
Well, right, exactly. I'm talking to you, Bethesda, right, Enrique? But I mean, why is the internet on fire about this when it's really just a rebranding of a similar game we've all played?
I can tell you why. Right?
Please do.
Because it's a new game engine, right? That's one thing.
That you got me there.
Yes,
I'm all on board
for game engine. They're going back to 100% boots on the ground, no specialists or any of that kind of stuff.
We've had that for a while.
Well, no, I mean, if you look at Black Ops 4, there's like the ground and pound. They're like the Avengers, dude. Like those. It's weird. It's fun but weird, right? So they're also doing, I guess, crossplay, which I guess is a big deal. Not to me. Free maps. You're not paying for any more map packs, Mooch. That's a game changer. And the single player campaign. Plus, people that worked on the original Infinity Ward left Respawn and went back to Infinity Ward to work on this game. And you also had ex Naughty Dog developers work on the single player campaign. Very exciting. I know, like, people are like hate that people are excited about Call of Duty. I end up with it every year, even though I say I want. This one is one I'm saying I'm definitely getting, and I'm very, very excited about.
Dude, they're saying with the campaign. My bad, Luca. Just real quick. With the campaign, they're kind of they're relating it to that. What is it? The one Russian.
Russian.
Russian. Where they're saying it's gonna be edgy like that. Where when you shoot the enemies and they die, like you literally see them like gasp for air, and there's like a real thin line between what you're doing is good or bad or whatnot. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe given the climate that we're in right now, where you can't do anything. anything without someone saying that you're being offensive in some way. So
No,
Well,
that's-
then
we'll
they
see.
should do it twice as hard, man.
There's a female protagonist now who's a Middle Eastern freedom fighter.
Oh, that's interesting. You know,
So
I was going to ask Mooch, what do you think about them bringing back the single player campaign? You know, I feel like you were really adamant that they weren't going to do that.
No, well, no, it wasn't that I was adamant that they weren't going to do it. I got to be honest with you, we haven't heard yet. I'm wondering if they're going to bring back the Battle Royale version of Blackout into this year's version. That's something that I think is more. But to be honest with you, Luca, look, here's the thing.
I'm just surprised.
Yeah, no,
I'm surprised.
I'm not surprised because here's the thing. I think the good case that was made was that you have people that were saying, well, why did you take it out anyways? For the same amount of money, I had my single player and then I had my multiplayer. For those people, I say, you're right. Myself personally, Luca, I'm not really that interested in getting into the single player on this. To me, it's always been on rails. If they change that and we see that they've changed that, that's fine. For me personally, I checked out a single player a long time ago. I think a lot of people play the single player portion of it is because it's high in trophy and achievement ability. I think I
get that. I'm just saying that considering how well the last Call of Duty did, that was the Battle Royale one, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Considering how well it did without the campaign, I'm just surprised that they're bringing it back, you know? And I feel like most Call of Duty players are just in it for the multiplayer. So the fact that they're like, hey, we're actually going to bring the single player back despite it doing really well last year, I'm like, oh, that's surprising to me.
Luca,
well, you know what it was?
It did well last year, but they still want the 2011 money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It didn't hit their expectations.
Money.
Yeah.
They want 2011 money. All right, and when it comes to that,
well, Modern Warfare was the pinnacle at the time of 2011, like you said. Like that was different kind of money. I mean, it was huge.
When you think about that, right? Like that was like the biggest boom in gaming for consoles, right? 2007, Modern Warfare came out, Halo 3 came out at the same time. I was in it, you know what I mean? Like there was nothing, literally 18 hours of my day was dedicated to those two games. Like I think that was the year the Xbox 360 sold something like 20 some million consoles that year. It was like incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to recapture that. And I say good for them, you know, and it looks like next year's is going to have a campaign too. But like the campaign is something that they're reworking because Sledgehammer Games rumored they really are in deep trouble. So they're turning that into a Black Ops 5 campaign, and Treyarch is going to do like the multiplayer and stuff for that for next year's as well. So I don't know.
Well, let me answer Luca's question, though, because I've had a minute to think about it. She made a good point. Since it did so well last year, why did they do this? And I think, first of all, these things are all in development 2-3 years in advance.
Yes.
So these folks were already working on their single player
new
idea.
engine, though. That's exciting.
That is the most exciting. That's what I wanted to see more people. More people. And like Tip Top Dalton says, Mooch, you're wrong. People play the campaign for the experience. I got news for you. The same reason that Transformers, the Michael Bay version, didn't do very well on the third iteration is because we were bored after the first iteration. Like
I love those. Like I love those Transformers.
They get old so quick, and they're not. And I love Transformers, but that just wasn't.
To be honest with you, I like that Bumblebee movie better than all the Transformers ones.
Generation 1.
Yeah, right. they look like how I remembered them.
Yes, Gen 1.
It was just like yeah, man. I would love to have seen Transformers do it that way, but yeah, I hear you. You know what? I think that it's a different type of thing. For me, I always played the campaign first. You get a good idea of some of what the maps might end up being and how to handle the guns and how they handle and stuff like that. That's why I do it. Other people might be different. Some people I know, like Grave, he jumps right into multiplayer, doesn't play single player. Some people are like that. I get it.
That was me for years.
I get it. I just feel like it's not a squeaker talking; it's a female Javier. Jesus,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame Javier. He probably has never heard a woman speak to him.
I guess.
I get it, Javi. It's okay.
That is
all right. This is the closest that you'll get to a female, so I get it.
Oh, bird. Javier's got the blues.
Oh God!
I love that harmonica.
Don't say that, Enrique.
I love it. It's great.
Mooch hates it. Mooch hates it.
Oh, I love it. No,
I'm flying to Florida. I'm going to pull a Sonny from Godfather. I'm going to break it and then throw him the money I owe him for.
There you go. Here's $10.
Here's $10. I'll throw him 20. He'll buy 2. Listen, here's my thing.
He'll buy 2.
Luca made a good point. Myself personally, I don't know. For some reason, following around Captain Stu Nuts for 6 to 8 hours, right?
That's part of Call of Duty, Mooch.
And every time you pass a certain area, 20 achievement pop up. It's like, all right, I get it. I really do think people do, right? I mean, I myself personally think that what happened, to answer Luca's question that I didn't get a chance to answer, was that Black Ops didn't keep the Battle Royale world alive. And let me explain
For
what
some
I
reason,
mean.
only one game is doing that. And
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
That's
right?
my
Like-
point. Fortnite's dedicated.
Hey,
Listen,
PUBG is still alive,
Apex-
Well,
baby.
listen,
Apex Legends has not done anything.
Apex is dead.
Fortnite's everywhere. There's mobile everywhere.
Yeah. I gotta say, and you know why Fortnite is doing so well? It's just
Because it grabbed the kids.
The kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could exactly, Xbox. Whenever I see something, it's like kids copy that dancing. You know what I mean? Everybody's like
And-
the
and where-
graphics. Yeah,
Where kids playing mobile.
they're non-threatening. So when like parents don't feel bad if their kids are playing it, it's not as real as Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And you know they do the silly dances. You know, it's like they're just out there having a good time. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so
Mooch.
goofy. Yeah.
Hey, Mooch, do you
What do
remember
you got?
back in the day? I believe it was on this show where I first said that the success of Fortnite is because it got to the children, the free to play aspect.
I cannot take that away from you, Xbox. That is your Census Bureau.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But he's spot on and he's right. I mean, my kids they're addicted to it.
same here. Like, and let me say something. Enrique made a point to say mobile, etc., etc. But let me tell you something, Enrique. Fortnite's popularity stems primarily, I would still say, console gaming has a huge impact on that game. Massive impact. And I'll tell you something. It's still reigning true. And there was a lot of people who tell me Apex has destroyed Fortnite. Fortnite's dead. And I'm like, that team is dedicated. They have the Marvel contract. They have the NFL contract. They keep anything that happens to be the new hotness, they bring into the game. Look at Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They died, right? They just stopped making content for it. Apex, stop making. Vince Zampella, where are you? You know what I mean? Like, he came out smiling. Oh, thanks, everybody. Can't believe we have 25 million concurrent viewers. Now,
They
players.
can't
Now,
make content quick enough the way Epic does with Fortnite, brother.
listen, I got news for you. The things they're doing in Fortnite are not monumental changes, okay? So it's they certainly can, Xbox. I'm not accepting that answer.
Yeah, it's just it's a pop culture phenomenon is what Fortnite is. Like they're getting all those licenses, like you said, like Marvel and everything, like PUBG, they had to get DC. Remember the DC license with the whole
And then they charged $40 for a Joker outfit.
Come on. Terrible.
Hey, remember when PS4 players got like all kinds of custom outfits and stuff like from their games, and we got charged.
We got a green jacket.
We got an Xbox jacket. Yeah, like whoo, man.
We got a green jacket with
Amazing. Hey.
Well, that's Snake Charmer's fault there.
Well, wow. Well, hey, not to go back
oil to sell us.
Because let's not forget, Mooch, about one of the best parts of the new Call of Duty.
What's that?
Get new content first on PS4.
All right. Yeah. I mean, people have been asking that. Now, I didn't go and retweet it or anything because, there's leaked images. Some things are wrong. But is it true that Sony still retains the marketing value?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I thought I saw that. And it still said
video ran on IGN, and it says it right at the end.
But it does say new content.
Yes, it says get new content first.
Yeah.
Yes, there's no exclusive stuff, but they do have a time for the new content. They're gonna get it first.
Probably the same as last year, where it was 7 days, right? I mean, that'll be
something like that.
Here's the thing, though, because there's no paid maps anymore, so.
As far as we know,
but still, they figured out a way. But Sony still figured out a way to work out a deal with it.
Release first.
Yes, they're gonna. Yes, it's not gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna release first for them. And I'm sorry, man. Microsoft has to make those moves to me, bro. I really think they do. When it comes to multiplayer,
that's how they won the previous generation, doing that stuff like that.
That's right.
What happened, Bot?
No, you said for them, and I was like, hey, Knox, remember, you're a pony. It's for you, brother. Like they're gonna release for you first.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Xbox making the abundantly clear, less clear.
Wait, does anybody believe they're not going to charge for maps at some point? I mean, this is Activision.
There's a way they're going to get extra money. I think
they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to sell you shit in the store.
Well, they're probably going to have some sort of a battle royale. They're going to have something with skins that you're going to be able to buy or different outfits.
It's like begging for a battle royale.
Well, listen, I got news for you. Like, I still like Battle Royale. I think, and I know Xbox earmuffs. Your PUBG to me is just still clunky, feels old, and just it's not in touch with reality. You've got Apex, which isn't bad, but it's already become stale and old. Fortnite is too, I don't know. I like the building aspect, but maybe it's just because of my age. I just can't build that quick anymore. So it's like so I'm looking for a battle. I liked Black Ops' Blackout. I really, really did. I thought that was great.
Fun. It was. It just.
But they didn't keep up with the times. They did just let it. They did what Apex.
It's like one of those things. Yeah, you just kind of. For me personally, I just kind of forgot I was the Homer Simpson. I just walked backwards into the bushes. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I played it and then I was like on to the next thing or whatever. So, I
don't want to jump back a topic, but we kind of jumped into Modern Warfare, and I had that for later. Matt Piscazella, who works for the NPD group.
Good old Matt.
Well, listen, he said something that I think, really something you've said a bunch of times as well. He tweeted something out, and I'm quoting him here. He says, the push to subscription and cloud-based gaming services has one fundamental assumption baked in, that there is an untapped customer base out there that is balked at joining the current PC or console gaming ecosystems. But what if that assumption proves incorrect? This is something I think that we'll find out. We'll find out in 5 years from now, right? Yeah. So you see Stadia coming out. You see xCloud. You see PS Now, right? This is the future, right? Everything's gonna be subscription built and blah blah blah. I myself personally, don't you think that I think Sony's kind of holding on a little bit to tradition in a sense where they're saying, I still think it comes down to console gamers. I think they're still our primary customer out there, because when you're talking about mobile and you're talking about PC, PC's its own animal, and mobile is like you were saying to me earlier, Enrique, when you're out and about and taking care of the kids, going here or there, you're playing what? Candy Crush. You're not playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on your phone.
No. And you're playing Candy Crush because it's free. And actually, Matt actually brought that up. He's like, how do you convince, like, I forget, like, the number of mobile gamers that are out there. Right. How do you convince these people who are used to paying $0 for their games to come over and pay for games that console gamers or PC gamers pay for? So how do you do that?
You can't.
No, you can't.
Well, you can't.
Well, that was like, remember when?
You can if you give the games for free.
Remember?
No, you can if it's subscription though.
Yeah. Super Mario Run or whatever it was. Remember that Mario was $10.
Yep.
And people were like, "Ugh." You know, I could just get a knockoff for 99 cents.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
they balked at it. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're super cheap. Like, I don't know. This whole thing, and I brought this up multiple times, could fail spectacularly. I don't know. Like, because even Sony's saying it. So it's not just a Microsoft thing. Sony's like, console game is niche. We want to get that. Well, they didn't say 2 billion, but they're alluding to that, right?
Definitely alluding to it.
Yeah, that 2 billion that elusively refuses to play a game. Like, listen, these consoles go on sale for all the time. There's Game Pass that's super cheap, $10, try 200 games or whatever the hell it is. If people wanted to try this, they would have tried it by now. I don't think streaming these games is going to be able to do what they say it is. Like, I know Xbox, you said, well, the schools and stuff. Well, here's the thing, right? I was at one of those graduation ceremonies or whatever at a school locally, and for a stepson, and they completely have the Wi-Fi. You can't get on anything there. Everything's blocked because they don't want
to get on, brother.
But they don't want people to, play the Fortnite and stuff. Like I'm saying, it's not going to happen the way that I think Phil and them envision it, right? So I just think that that it might not be exactly what they want it to be.
But were they blocked from like Wi-Fi or blocked from like just like phone?
Blocked
apps?
from phone apps and stuff like that. Like you couldn't do much, right?
So like if you went in with like your Verizon phone or whatever, you couldn't access like the 4G network.
Yeah, you couldn't do. Well, I don't know. You couldn't access their stuff. I'm not sure if the 4G stuff was working there. My phone wouldn't work in there.
Most of those public places do that. They have like a watered down version of their network, so you could get on and do the basic stuff.
Right.
But you shouldn't be playing no video games in school anyway, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy right now, man. At least in Connecticut, dude, you look at the schools throughout Connecticut and everybody, they're doing something on their phone or their tablet or something like that.
That's unacceptable.
It is a sign of the times. But when it comes to like the mobile gaming market, like you guys are saying about the free games and stuff like that, of course, a streaming service is a risk, but you don't make anything out of risks that you don't take either.
Plus, it's like these corporations make billions of dollars, and it's not just Microsoft. Like Crap said, it's all of them are doing it. So clearly, they are seeing something that we can't see.
I think it's the quality of the game.
Some people
at the end of the day.
And personally speaking, I'm not really concerned about it as long as I can still get my box. I don't really care what they plan on doing. It doesn't affect me.
I agree. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Well, but Luca, you do got to realize that their intent, if it all works out, at the end of all of this, if they can get that latency to be like exactly like console or better, the point is to phase out the console.
Hey man, that is
that's
going
long,
to take some time.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's a good 15 to 20 years away.
First of all, let's break this down, right?
5G.
All the games that come out every single year, right? And all of us have like this habit of just picking up everything that comes out. How many of those games do you actually finish? All of us are always complaining about our backlog.
I was just
like,
talking about that.
By the time it gets to the point where they phase stuff out, we're going to have hundreds and hundreds of games on our consoles that we still have go through. So I don't have, there's nothing to worry about. People are always like, well, I'm going to stop gaming. Stop gaming, then nobody cares is the first thing.
You know what?
The second thing, you're lying. And the third thing I'm going to say, go play your fucking backlog. Go play all those games you spend hundreds of dollars on and Go do that then. If like people need to stop hitting the panic button when they hear the word stream. And besides, it's gonna be
I think Luke is 110% right.
Years before this is even an issue.
It's
I will be your ages.
I'm just saying it is the end game is what I'm saying. Like that is their intent. It's a ways off. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like online console gaming. Remember, 15 years ago when Xbox put an Ethernet port in the back of the original Xbox, people laughed at it. They're like, this shit's not going to work. Like, who has broadband internet? It takes time. I mean, you don't get to, I think Shio Yoshida said that, with Sony's commitment to VR, you don't get to version 2 without doing version 1.
Right.
And this is what this is. These are the baby steps to streaming. And it's not, and I always say this, it's not about like me and us. It's not about us. It's about my kids, the future gamers that have that expectation of having content and entertainment on the fly. I mean, that's their expectation. I mean, me growing up, my first gaming experience, I played on an Atari console. You hooked
Not
up
only
to
did
the
you
TV.
play on an Atari console, you played like 3 feet away from the tube set.
On a black and white,
Right?
black and white television.
Yeah,
Think about how it was amazing when we actually had like wireless controls. We're like, are you serious? I can actually sit over there? Yeah, you can sit over there. I'm like, get out of here. I can sit over there?
Exactly.
Like we actually, I remember we did that like 3 times. So
Mooch, even with wireless controllers, I was like, I don't want wireless. I need to have it connected. I mean, there's that level of acceptance lag, that we all have. And so this is really about my children who their first gaming experience wasn't on a game console. It was on a mobile device.
Right.
Exactly.
This is the Fortnite generation.
But Luca made a hell of a point, and I think we're fortunate. So if you don't like streaming and this is not your bag, that's fine. For the next 10, 12 years, you're good. You're good. Traditional gaming is not going anywhere. We know that Xbox and PlayStation, right? And I will even go this far. And crap, I think you've even said this. I think a PS6 is en route too. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, after that, that's when you got to kind of question things. You got to say, well, maybe after that, it's going to go full-fledged streaming. But right now, streaming is nothing more than another option for gaming. I don't really have a problem with it, but I thought it was interesting because in the event, you do have to realize everything that Xbox said, everything Enrique just said, I completely back up. I think that's true. The future is the future. That's where they want to see things. It's going to be gaming and entertainment, not just gaming. Entertainment on the go. I get it. But you do have to wonder if they put all this time, effort, and resources into it right now, is it something that maybe they're making a bad bet for the near future? Maybe that doesn't cost them anything. Maybe it doesn't matter. But that may be, and that's not me saying it. It's Matt Piscatella. That's his quote. And I think that's I think it's a very good question. I think it's a very good question.
I think it's a good question too. But when it comes to innovation and new technology, there's always that risk there that something's not going to work. And it's going to fail.
They've dotted their I's and crossed their T's with this stuff, at least as much as they can. They're going in on it because they see something. They don't just do these things willy-nilly, brother. They're taking the chance because they see the potential for something big in their eyes. You know what I mean? Like you guys said, it is the future. It may not be for us old school gamers, you know what I mean? But it is
where
coming.
there will still be an option for us for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Well, check it out.
And that's all I need.
Enrique, when you go out, like you say, and you do play a game mobile, it's a mobile game. Like you're thinking about getting Candy Crush and stuff like that. Now imagine with a streaming service, when you're at the doctor's office, just for a little while, you could pick up and play Sonic Mania.
I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, that's why I love the Nintendo Switch. Because
you guys can game on the go.
Luca. I mean, no, because seriously, I mean, I can play like to me, I can play like console quality games on the fly.
And that's what the streaming is all about. And you were absolutely right, Enrique, about it's not necessarily about us.
It's not about us.
It's about the ones who are going to come up who are going to have control over the money. You know what I'm saying? It's the generations like that are coming after us. It's
They keep
my
playing video
kids
games at school. They're
and
not
stuff
going
like
to
that.
make
But
no money.
Xbot, I do have to say though, that comment actually does come back to us, because even though the youth is going to be the future, right? We know that, but right now the youth can't buy anything without us buying it for them, right? So,
well, check this out.
realistically,
Like my oldest son is 15 right now. He's going to be 16 in July. He's already looking towards a part-time job. All right. This is somebody. There's a Dragon Ball mobile game. It's like a mobile card game. He spent $350 on that game, and it's a free-to-play. And what's going on is Sony, Microsoft, Google, they see those people playing those games. It's like, you know what? We can get them on a streaming service, and we can get them to buy things like skins and such that, you know, for the games that are on that streaming service. We're about to make another fortune.
Hell yeah, they make real money for imaginary items.
I mean, Amazon's getting into the mix now. I believe they're gonna show off their streaming service at this year's E3.
And Mooch, it's like you say, like, oh, you know, we're the ones who control the money because you're the parents, of course. But it's like, it's not like you're gonna say no to your kid if your kid's
exactly,
like,
absolutely,
you know, like,
absolutely.
Like, I want to get this small skin for Fortnite, Dad. No, Timmy, you can't get it.
And you know what's funny, Luca? You can only say no so many times because they're gonna not stop asking you until you finally just cave.
Yeah, like shout out to my bro Nautical. He like.
Forte.
He's always buying his kid like Roblox money. I don't know what is Roblox. I don't even know what that is.
That's like huge.
That is the biggest waste.
That's like
kind of like Minecraft.
It's like the alternative to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
So like
my son loves that.
Every single week, you know, I like when we're on Xbox Live, I hear in the background she's asking like, "Hey, can I get some of that Roblox money?" And he's like,
yeah, Roblox money, V-Bucks. That's all you ever get asked for as a parent. I mean, realistically, that is the truth.
I do want to say, because in the chat they were like, "Oh, Xbot, you spent $350." No, I didn't, brother. Yeah, he's 15 years old. He goes and does yard work at his grandmother's house.
That's awesome.
He does different kind of like work out there. He'll work with his mom's boyfriend, kind of putting in sheetrock and stuff like that. So he makes his own money. All right, so like he's already there. He can't wait to actually get kind of like get an official job. Like I said, which is coming at the end of this summer. So
Mooch, you remember Blockbuster Video?
Yeah, exactly. You know, somebody said that in the chat a little while ago. When someone says streaming's not going to be a thing, he said that's the same thing Blockbuster said about Netflix. Yeah, so I mean,
look what Netflix did. And Netflix ended up and they cannibalized their own business with the the mailing of movies to your house. They went full on streaming and they changed the game.
Yeah. No, to say it's never going to happen is crazy. But right now, it's an option. I don't think it's a mainstream way to game. I don't think it's like that for the foreseeable future. It'll be plus 5 years, I think, until people are streaming games competitively on multiplayer.
Unless 5G can do it, though.
I would not guesstimate time, man. Because things happen.
Unless 5G can do it.
Yeah,
that's true, Xbot
is right.
He's right, but I think 5 years is a safe bet, Xbot. I don't think that's that crazy to say out in the future.
No, I think 5 years is realistic. I mean, if you look at 5G, like 5G is just rolling out. And if you look at like the impact that 4G LTE had on like video streaming, it took like 4 or 5 years. I think 5 years might be realistic.
5 is, I think, the sweet spot. I think that's when you'll see that everybody adapts. You know what I mean? And nothing, just because something, even if it does start working day one in 12 months, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to adapt 12 months one day later. No. You know? So, I mean, same thing goes for 4K. I'm still coming up to people today.
I'm ready for 8K.
Look at all of us. Everybody's like, well, no, I'll be honest with you, Enrique. A lot of people I know, they still have 1080p TVs. Like, they're just going to I think I'm going to get a 4K TV. And I'm sitting here, we've been podcasting for years. I'm like, you don't have one yet? Like, right? Because we talk about it all the time. Like, it's the norm. But it's not the norm.
My parents just upgraded 1080p. They went from 720 to 1080 this year.
That's my point. It's not the norm.
Yo, check this out, fellas, real quick. Since y'all brought up the thing about the children, right, and the way they ask for money, but look at this quote. The quote from Phil Spencer, right, from The Verge, and one of the main things, and this stood out to me, is this talking about the Game Pass for PC. We believe, we research whether similar opportunity exists on PC players and PC game developers, and we believe that it does. We also consider the importance of bringing new and addictive. The importance of bringing something new and addictive to PC gaming ecosystems.
Interesting word.
You know what I'm saying? The word addictive, for him to just because they know, dude. They know that that's
yeah,
what
that's
it
a
is.
good point, man. They know.
You
Yeah.
know, and
That's a great point.
That's kind of
Yeah,
disturbing.
that's a
Good read. Yeah, no, that's true.
We need
I
that crap harmonica right now.
Yeah, crap. Where's the solo piece?
Hit him, crap.
Please,
Hit him.
God, don't. But no, guys, let me talk about something that is a hot subject. We got to talk about it. Everybody's been talking about it all week. It's got to be Death Stranding. And I know that you guys, there's going to be a lot of mixed emotions on the panel, right?
Yes.
Here we go,
Listen,
Luca.
we saw
Luca.
we saw the Twitch stream. We saw everyone kind of discussing it afterwards. Myself personally, I'll just say this and then I'll leave it up to the panel. I watched it. I've used this word from the beginning. I'll use it again now. That is, I'm intrigued still. However, at the same point, I watched 8 minutes and I still have no idea what the game's about. But I still kind of
have any idea, brother.
But I still want to
put it
play
out
it for
there,
some
man.
reason. Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
man.
No, it's fine. Listen, let me go first, okay? First of all,
Luca.
I thought it looked cool, the trailer. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm probably not going to get it day 1 or 2 or month 1 or whatever, based off what they showed so far, because it seems like more of a game that I would like to watch someone play versus play, but we'd have to see. People are really excited. People are really hype, and I am happy for them. I'm happy for the people who are excited. I love seeing gamers get excited to play a new game and get a new game, and it seems like it's doing well. People are buying that collector's edition. But I do have a question, like real quick, and I know we're going to talk about this. Now, at first, I was just kind of like whatever about it because I really don't care about what people spend their money on, right? But I was asking my friends, I'm like, so when you get that baby statue thing, like, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, what do you do with it?
Because because it's like I have non-gamer friends in my day-to-day life, and I just was like imagining putting that up somewhere where people could see and trying to explain what the fuck I'm doing with like a baby in a container. And I'm just like, what?
It lights Luca, does it light up?
I don't know what it does, but it's just like, it's cool if you want it, but like, what are you going to do with it? Are you
Maybe people
you
shove
gotta
it into their
strap it
Christmas
to your
tree as an
chest.
ornament.
You got to
I don't
strap
know.
it to your chest and walk into a mall. Is what you got to do, man.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of
them converge on you too.
I think a lot of people that are huge fans of Kojima will want it for the collector's sake of that's one of his prized possessions that came out that they love to play. But realistically, Luca does bring up a good point. I don't know. I think that everybody would be like, excuse me, I noticed you have a Gears of War and a The Last of Us statue. What's with the baby over there in the corner?
That's what makes it
Right?
a collector's edition. Why I think it's going to be big because
it's going to be big, yes.
Yeah, because
it's that out there.
The baby.
I'd like that fetus one. Give me that one.
like imagine like, hey, what's up with this? So you have the Gallahorn, you have God of War statue, and then whoa, you have a fetus? Like, what's up with that?
What's that next to your Deacon St. John? What's that next to your Deacon St. John statue over there? That's a baby. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean, no matter how you put it, it's kind of weird, and I think
it's weird.
I think it's cool.
I think that's what makes it cool, the weirdness.
Yeah, I mean that's. I'm just saying, like, what are you going to say to people who come over and ask about it? Where are you putting it?
Yeah,
I'm going to let the kids bring it to show and tell at their school.
Oh my god, my kids are getting kicked out of school.
Yeah, I don't think that would fly.
No.
Yeah, the only thing I was encouraged. I was hoping Crap said he was going to buy it because I saw that there's a talking keychain again, like Mimir. My fault. Yeah, and that might be worth the $200 right there, Crap, if it's a talking keychain.
Oh hell yeah, talking keychain! I'm all in, man.
Yes,
I love.
I missed my opportunity.
Oh yeah, you did.
But what did you think, Crap? I mean, you said that I don't know if I'd use the word intrigued. You've said that you're still kind of on the fence, which is not a no. Are you still there for Death Stranding?
It looked weird as hell, but it looks interesting. I still don't know what the hell it's about.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come up to me. They're like, Mooch, you got to watch this great show. It's on Netflix. What's it about?
Dude,
I'm not really sure, but I'm about 6 seasons in.
Brother.
But
it is about making connections.
Gotcha.
Well, that's what they're saying. Thanks for the slogan there, Xbox.
They put an explanation out there somewhere. Someone was reading it to me. I don't remember what the explanation is because I don't care that much. But
it's about the stick in the rope.
I was talking to all day about it, and I said that the only one thing you have to acknowledge about the trailer is that it isn't extremely clear about what kind of game you're going to be getting. But a lot of people want that mystery and intrigue, and they want to get that for that. And I remember one time I was watching this 45-minute video of someone explaining what Metal Gear is. And I came out of it still confused. I don't know what's going on. So this seems like par for course for Kojima-san. Like he just, you know, he does his own thing, and people love it. They eat it up, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He's the Picasso of gaming.
Yeah, people are huge fans of his, and I'm sure the game will do phenomenally. And
I'm glad Enrique said Picasso. Because
hey, I just have to say it's nice seeing exclusive look so fresh and new to end the generation like that. Like when you are looking at Crackdown and State of Decay 2, and then you see stuff like this, it's just like you're like, wow, it's unbelievable the way they're able to pull this off. To be honest with you, that's just
we're getting Gears this year, though, brothers.
Hey, I said new IP. I love Gears, man. I'm day one, man.
I'm sorry, you're moving the goalposts around.
No, new IP, new IP.
Look, bro, like crap did hit the nail on the head right there, because look, that's. A vanilla PS4 is gonna still be running that, and that shit looks amazing, brother. Like it just does. I really want. I think
Gears engine, man.
Yeah, I think Gears is gonna do that. I think Gears is gonna do that for the X. Yeah. I really do, and I'm excited to see that, bro, because that's one of my favorite. As far as Death Stranding goes, I'm definitely copping it, bro. I'm a Kojima fan. I'm a big Metal Gear fan, so. Yeah,
you know what's funny?
Knox, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna come over because we don't live that far apart. If you think about it, I'm gonna come over and play it at your crib. All right,
man, come on down, bro.
Let me make a relation here that a lot of people at first will say no, but if you stop and think about it, Ken Levine, who makes or Levine, if it depending on how you pronounce it, who made BioShock. Okay, when that first came out, yes, now BioShock is this big sensation. People all love it, right? Same thing with like the Metal Gear games, etc. With Kojima, but Ken and Kojima both have something in common. Like Luca was saying, they make their own types of games, right? And I think even Knox and Enrique and also Crap are agreeing with this. Whether you like them or not, you have to admit they make what they want to make. They tell people, please do not tell me how I'm going to make this game. This is how I envision it. And whether you like it or not, this is the painting I'm putting on the canvas. So, I'll tell you something. Again, I will say this. Early on Kojima stuff, it didn't interest me. But just like different foods as you grow up, there's a lot of people who never liked to eat sushi when they were younger, and all of a sudden they're like, it's amazing, right? Your tastes change.
Pretty lit, man.
Right?
I'm definitely one of those people who was like,
yeah, me too.
Sushi, but now I'm like, this is so
Sushi's
amazing.
Now I'm eating it like
really
twice a week. Like it's amazing. Like
I hate California roll. I love it now.
And that's what I ate dinner tonight. Like I gotta be honest with you, like I love it. So my point is that my tastes in gaming have changed, and that's okay. You know,
you can like something now that you weren't a big fan of 2 years ago.
Go figure, Crap.
Absolutely, you can.
I know.
How is that? You're a flip flopper.
I apparently.
I just want to say,
harmonica.
No, damn you, Enrique. Don't do it.
The biggest issue is when you're really adamant about your opinion about not liking something, like to the point where you're arguing with people. And I'm not saying you did this, Crap, I'm just saying in general, but to the point where you're arguing with people, you're dismissing other people's thoughts and feelings and their points, and you're like really like, I hate this, and there's nothing you can do and say to change my mind. Also, I'm going to bother you about the fact that you like it and I hate it. But then like a few years later, you're like, actually, this is actually kind of cool. People are gonna rib you for being so hostile with your opinion.
But you can't. If you have a moment of clarity, bro, you can't get mad at somebody for that.
I talked so much shit on VR, and then it turned out to be fucking amazing.
And we roasted you. It's fine.
It was. I thought it was.
We're still doing it.
It was amazing. You know what I mean? I still like. I'm setting it up now. The new place, like, absolutely one of the best things of this generation. Like, holy shit! It just blows my mind every time I go into this amazing world. It's like you're there. It's like it's so amazing. You know what I mean? Hey, you can't be liking those Souls games and then hate on VR. Let's go.
First of all, Souls and VR, there's no connection there.
There's no connection.
You know what?
Hey, I want
Go
like
those
old
games.
Oh no!
Harmonica. There it is.
God,
At the end of the Microsoft conference, we need Crap coming out and play the harmonica.
Hey, if Sony can do a flute, I guess they can do a harmonica.
Hey man, Microsoft contacted me. They're like, yo, we need a harmonica guy. Back. So I mean, come on, man. We need a harmonica for the big kumbaya at the end. You know, we're gonna have who's that? Bowser on stage and Sean Layden and Yoshida and who's that? Gabe Newell. Get his fat ass up there. Yeah, it's gonna be great. You know what I mean?
That's great.
Kumbaya.
Enrique, you have a Kojima statement?
I played the first Metal Gear on the NES, and just following Kojima's like career. I mean, I think what's to me fascinating. But when I say he's like the Picasso game, I really do believe that he is out there, and there's no one else that does what he does. And I think that's why people are so enamored by him, that he just breaks all the tropes about gaming and everything that we're used to. He knocks all that stuff down, and he's like, here I am, here's my game. And it's funny when I was reading an article, and one of the actresses that's in this game, he said, I had to sit down with her for 3 hours and explain to her what the game was before she got it. I'm like, you know what? That actually made me want to buy the game more.
Right.
It sounds crazy, but it's so intriguing. I'm like, wait, this is what I want from like gaming, like stuff that makes me think, stuff that challenges like how I think about things. And
that's why I'm saying my taste in certain gaming has changed. I mean, I'll take an example. I'm streaming tonight. I'm playing Layers of Fear 2. I never played the first one. It didn't interest me. But after playing a million third-person shooters, a million first-person shooters, right? A million role-playing games. It's like, to have something like this it's just a change of pace. And honestly, guys, at the very least, it's refreshing. You got to give me that. Yeah. It's refreshing to change up what you've been doing for a while. And I'll tell you guys, Crap and Luca were going back and forth on VR. And I'll tell you something. For me, it's really still just not my bag. But I will say this much. One thing I've been saying for years is I said, once we get to a point where we don't look like we're Neo coming out of the Matrix, okay? Where we're right with those coming out of that pink slime connected with tubes and cords. I said maybe then I'll get into it. Right? He's gonna pop. He's gonna pop. They always fall the first time. Listen, my point being is, I think now with Oculus Quest this is something revolutionary, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna go and buy it. It's not really at the price point or nearly has the game library. But
it
definitely
doesn't have the power running on Snapdragon right now.
Now, do you have it already?
Hey, Mooch, did you bring up this? I don't know if you put this in the
What's
topic.
that?
Excuse me 1 second. This fucking spam bots. They've gotten to the point where they're like, this is the new one I just got. What's kicking, little chicken?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I got
on Xbox Live?
Yeah.
Yes. I get 20 a day, at least 20 a day, right? They're just like, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I respond to fans that take time out to message me, right? And now the howdy, and they seem so real now. Sup, home slice? Like it's a bot though.
Crap, who calls you home slice? Let's be real.
I know, right? Like
Home slice. Oh my
it's ridiculous, man. Like Microsoft fixed that because it really takes.
It is annoying, and I'm shocked that they can't stop it of all people.
They got my messages looking like my Yahoo Mail right now, man. It's just nothing but spam bots and shit like that.
Xbot, you and your family are big. I know Mel's into it too. Are big into to VR.
Yes, sir.
Have you guys picked up the Quest yet?
No, I think she's talking about getting the
Rift S.
Rift S. She's passing on the Quest because when it comes down to it, I know that they're gonna have experience out there that people are gonna dig, but she's been, on the full Big Daddy Oculus, and we have the Vive in the house as well. And when those experiences, they don't seem to compare. So she wants like the no kind of like wire situation and stuff like that.
Right.
But she doesn't want to give up on a certain quality of the game either.
I don't blame her one bit. And I'll be honest. So Enrique, me and you had some fun times on Twitter years back about VR, right?
I was going to bring that up by the way.
It's how we actually got to know each other. It's so great, right?
Yeah.
So that being said, I mean, let me ask you over the years, have you adopted VR or do you see with the changes coming downstream, are you going to?
You know what's funny is that I think about that conversation we had years ago, and
right?
I'm actually everything that I thought was going to happen, because there was a lot of talk about billions and billions of dollars and people from big development houses that were going to Oculus and Vive,
Facebook,
and they were going to
all that money.
All that money, and but nothing's happened. Not that it's been stagnant, but it hasn't progressed the way that I thought it was based on a lot of the stuff that I was reading early on.
They did a good job selling it, Enrique. And I got to tell you something. Here's the thing. It's interesting because I'll tell you one thing. I was also wrong where I was saying it was a fad, right? It's not that it's a fad because it's still here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. When you do talk to gamers nowadays, a lot of people have kind of that wishy-washy either, well, I'm not into it, but I'm not really against it. I got to wait till it has no wires, more games, It shows up on the console of my choice. Do I really need a PC? Right? There's a lot of variables.
You know what's funny is that you mentioned that. Like so we had shameless plug here. We had David Jaffe on Brap.
He's great.
And David said to us, because we were talking about some things before we went on live, and we're talking about VR. He said, you know what? He goes, VR until it's like disconnected from a device and it's like its own functional device, people aren't going to like adopt to it because they're going to be like, you know what? I got to connect it. Like I got to have wires hanging out the back of my head. And I look all clunky. It just, it doesn't look clean. It's not a clean experience, and it's not a self-sufficient experience. He's like, until VR gets to that point where he doesn't rely like on a PC or a console, he doesn't think it's going to be like really big. He thinks it's going to be kind of a niche type of experience.
I think he's right, and also give credit where credit's due as well. Phil Spencer said that in the Giant Bomb interview 2 years ago. He did. He came out and they said, how come Xbox doesn't have a dedicated VR system? And he said, I feel like we're not there yet. He said, until you can feel you're untethered. Yeah. And now let's be honest, okay? Let's just give credit where credit's due. The Oculus Quest is doing that with an Xbox, right? He's not wrong, but there's a decent amount of power underneath that hood, and you're not connected. You can play it in your yard. You can set the parameters to where your space is going to be. When you step out of it, the camera kicks on so you don't bang into, they've really thought a lot of this through. Now I think the question is getting more power untethered and upping the game library, because I think, Xbot, I go to you and crap because you guys, I know Luca's not really into it. I have PSVR, but I have like 3 games and I barely use it. You guys play it more often than not. Let's be honest. A lot of times I've watched you guys streaming it too. It's an experience more than a gaming experience. It's like a quick, like, oh, I'm Batman for 15 minutes, or I'm lightsabering, which is basically just Guitar Hero with a lightsaber.
The one game that I got into, and I want to play it again, but I think OSnaps wants to stream it, so we gotta kind of work on schedule. Was the whole Paranormal Activity game for the Oculus, and I had a lot of fun playing that, and it's definitely creepy. It's definitely an experience, but to me, it's a full game. Like it feels like you're hunting for certain clues to get into different parts of the house. You got scary shit happening all around. You can literally look behind you because you heard something behind you, and if something pops up there, you literally get scared. So, to me, that's more of a full kind of like game, and I want to see more kind of go that way.
Right.
But in the VR space, let's be honest, most of the games I've listened to people reviewing VR games, and they're like, "Wow, I got a whole 8 hours out of this game. This is great." And I'm like, 8 hours and you're done with it, and you're giving it a great score. So it just shows that when it comes to the games for these things, they are more or less still experiences, and there needs to be some time to get kind of like the full games in there, and then I'll be a lot happier putting on a headset and trying things out.
Let me hook up the super chat real quick. Irodella says, "What's up, Home Slice?" He thought that was funny. And then Royal Boyle 78 says, "Great show tonight, guys. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you, Luca." Let me ask you, because the minute I said VR, you were like, bleh. You're like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Is VR something, Luca, that you think in the future you'll get into, or like this is just absolutely, utterly, I don't care if it's untethered, great games, I'm out?
Huh?
VR?
What? I don't know.
What is it?
First of all, okay, let's break this down real quick. This is going to go on a little bit of a tangent. So when I was younger, I saw this anime, right?
Yep.
Where this girl got trapped in a virtual world. And ever since then, I've had like this perpetual fear of virtual reality. So unless I get over that, it's probably leaning towards no. And I know that's like, it's not going to happen, but anything could happen. And so, no, I'm not interested in VR.
Not at all.
No.
Have you tried it?
No.
Oh my God! Listen, by the way,
don't
I
knock
respect
it till
everything.
you try
Don't
it.
knock it till you try it, Luca. Whatever you do, that's the internet thing now. No, listen, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I can understand that. My personal thing with it still is I think the games are progressing to a certain amount where I'm excited about them. But when I go and put the headset on, I still get kind of a bit of motion sickness with it, and maybe that's just the PSVR. But like, I still don't always. I get about 25, 30 minutes in to a full motion game, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of good. I'm like, it's not really. I can't see doing this more than 25 minutes a month. So that's hard. So when people are like, Mooch, don't you think this is a great price? PSVR is $199 with 8 games in the bundle. I'm like, well, first of all, they're not 8 games; they're 8 experiences for the most part.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's also is $200 worth your time if you're only playing it maybe 45 minutes, maybe every 2-3 weeks? I don't know.
It doesn't have anything that appeals to me. Maybe if you get something that appeals to me, I might consider it one day.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way on that, honestly.
Destiny VR.
Yeah, well, I have to say this much. You know, the PS5 is going all in with VR. I mean, that's all but not known to everybody by now.
In fact, that's one of the main reasons I'm picking it up day one.
I mean, hats off to Sony for like supporting a device.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's up with this guy who was played a sparkly vampire playing Batman now? Huh? How about that? Jeez.
Oh, wait. Okay, first of all, Robert Pattinson has been in more roles than just Twilight. It's been
What's he been in?
Jesus, I
actually don't think it's a bad pick.
Okay, when Twilight was like a thing, I was in fucking middle school going to high school. So it's been years. Like, you know, clearly we were, I mean, not me, but people were against Ben Affleck. People were
Christian Bale.
George Clooney. Val Kilmer.
All of them.
People are against
Val
Christian Bale.
Kilmer. Oh my goodness.
Well, I just gotta
Kilmer was
say,
not good,
like, listen, like, I well, for me, he looks very skinny.
It's been years.
Well,
but
Christian Bale was skinny.
He can put on muscle. It's like not a thing. Plus, okay, you say he looks skinny. When's the last time you've seen him in anything?
I mean, I just Googled him, like the newest picture.
He is skinny looking, but he can't beat up. I mean, Christian Bale was.
Christian Bale. Like, look, Batman Begins versus
George
Clooney.
He's an English actor, by the way. I mean,
George Clooney went from ER to Batman. I mean, come on.
And to his credit, though, Enrique, he did an American accent for all the interviews because he said he didn't want to freak people out by making them think that he was an English actor. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, you know, no offense, but I thought Christian Bale was a great Bruce Wayne, but not a great Batman.
I didn't like his Batman either.
I love his Batman.
Yeah, I don't like his Batman.
What are you talking about? His Batman was great.
Swear to me.
Crazy. I love how his voice dropped in the second Batman.
The second one was just too much. It was over the top of the voice.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I haven't seen Robert Pattinson in anything either, but I feel like I've heard him.
Can we bring back Michael Keaton?
Hey, I would love Michael Keaton in a Batman Beyond.
Yeah, okay, so he's done a bunch of like little movies and stuff. So
I still think it's a decent pick. The jury's still out.
Yeah, Twilight was 2008. It's 2019. Like,
I know, but we never forget. I mean,
nobody does.
I was never.
Sly Stallone be Batman. You see how good he looks in the new Rambo movie?
Oh yeah, dude, Jesus, that guy's on some HGH like crazy.
Yeah, he is. Steroids.
His head looks like it's about to pop.
When I'm 72, man, I hope I can look that good.
Right?
Jesus.
Wrath the Empire says Robert
he's
who?
not 72.
He is.
Holy shit!
The guy is jacked. He's like the best shape of his life.
You know, the thing is, the dude, like, he literally takes HGH. He got busted for it not too long ago. I always tell my dad, I was like, you know, it'll fix you up, right, Pop? We'll get you some medical marijuana and some HGH. You'll be like brand new. I guarantee it.
It's probably like, where can I get that? You're like CBS.
No, seriously, like, cause he's you know what I mean. He's a big Stallone fan. I'm like, you could be just like that, you know.
God almighty. Luca, I apologize. You have to be, your ears are witness to this.
Oh, I've already blocked everyone.
I'm totally into the harmonica thing, by the way.
I gotta get one of those harmonica things that goes around my neck, like one of the. That way, I can just play it all the time. Yeah, I just breathe, and you'll just hear. Yeah, you'll just hear it going. It's gonna be great. You know what I mean? I'm entertaining the shit. That's what it's all about, people.
Hey, speaking of entertaining, let me say this much, crap. So Sony's come out and said that the PS5 would be backwards compatible to
what? Who plays old games?
Who plays them? Who?
I think that's one of those instances Luca was talking about, right? Where they said shit about backwards compatibility and who would play it and made fun of it for almost 2 generations.
Yes, they did.
Now they're like, it's the greatest. It's going to ease people in the next generation. It's great.
But isn't Sony every generation though? Like last generation, who plays online games? Like who plays with their friends online? Like why would you do that?
Hey, I think Nintendo still thinks that for some reason. Like,
yes, they absolutely think that.
Well, you know, but right quick though, remember Sony did try that first. Everybody, you know,
they did. They
links it to Microsoft, but They did it first with the PS2,
They
with
did.
PS1 backwards compat.
Yes, they did.
And they,
which is why it makes it
they-
more ridiculous that people who are primarily on PlayStation were so against it. It's like, what are you doing?
but the thing is that they didn't see like so many people taking advantage of the option. So that's probably why they said the things they said and
they probably said it
moved in
because
that
they couldn't
direction.
do it with the PlayStation 3. That's probably why
oh,
they said it.
They couldn't do
too.
the architecture. They couldn't go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they didn't want to. They weren't going to invest in it either at that time. But now they see that it'll be extremely important for them to do so. You know what I mean? Regardless if people play them or not, because I really don't think people take advantage of
It definitely
backwards
makes
compat.
it more appealing for me.
Yes,
There's a ton of PlayStation 4 games I haven't played yet.
Absolutely. Yep. They
Well, not
definitely need
just
to do that.
But I gotta say though, this is I've said this
Options.
for quite some time. It's not just options, Enrique. I take it one step further. This was a crucial generation to win, right? Because now you have people that have been in the Sony camp. Shout out to Richie who's in the chat. He's a big PlayStation fan. He says to me all the time, he's like, I'm not going to buy an Xbox because I have all of my games I've bought this entire generation, third party and first party, of course, on my PS4. He's like, I'm going to buy a PS5 because I want all those games to come with me. And I mean, that same thing goes for the Xbox camp as well. But that's why when I think we've seen when PS5 and Xbox 2 or whatever they want to call it, Xbox Infinite comes out, when that comes out, a lot of PlayStation fans I don't think are necessarily going to jump over no matter what Microsoft shows because merely of the fact that they want to bring all those third-party games with them. I mean, do you guys see that this is probably you guys remember history class, right? When you watch like the different wars that went on in all of our history and you're like the war was won here, but this battle was crucial. This was a crucial battle to win and Sony won it. And I think because in the case where it's not a stopgap, next generation is just a continuation of the day before. So all those games that you bought digitally, the minute you hook your PS5 up or your Xbox Anaconda, all those games you have come with you. And they're all going to get up-res to a certain extent. I mean, Xbox, me and him have this debate going on where I think PS4 games like, let's say, The Last of Us 2, when it comes out on PS4, I believe when you have a PS5, they'll have an enhancement. He thinks they're going to rebrand it and resell it.
Now you're going to get it on PS5. You'll be able to play it through backwards compatibility. But if you want all the bells and
I don't think
and
so this
like
time.
that, you're going to have to buy it PS5.
I think
baby.
that happened at the beginning of this generation because we had to wait for the developers to catch up to the new technology, so we had remasters and rebranding.
I kind of agree with Xbox. I think
you think you're going to have to pay twice?
Yep.
Yeah,
Really?
You know why? Because it works. People bought it. People are gonna go and buy it. And it's I really think so. I think that that experiment worked for them. They sold a lot of copies of The Last of Us on PS4. They're gonna do it again. I think it would be good. I see them double dip.
Oh man, I think they're not going to do it this time around because
Play it again.
Exactly.
but better.
Yeah.
Play it all DLC.
Crap,
Yeah.
you think they're going to make us buy it twice if we want to get the whatever the enhancement will be?
Yeah, because I think they're gonna lock the game whatever it'll be 14p 100p or whatever it is, right? So it won't be dynamic the way that Microsoft does a lot of their stuff. So I honestly do feel like Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima that they're gonna get like remastered with all DLC and all that stuff at some point on PS5. Yeah, higher frame rate, higher resolution, 4K, 6K, whatever they're gonna do. Right, 100%. That's what they're going to do.
I mean, Mooch, I would buy it again if they said 60 FPS. I'd be like, I'm sold.
Well,
Hey, Mooch,
Enrique,
how many of us bought that? What the hell is it? Even the Uncharted collection, we bought that. You know what I'm saying?
I bought it
I
again.
did too. Yeah. I mean,
higher resolution, higher frame.
The Uncharted collection is actually a fine example, to be honest with you. I think you guys, when it comes to The Last of Us, though, Enrique just asked me, he goes, Mooch, you buy it again. Well, for The Last of Us, I certainly would.
I'll be honest with you,
I would.
man. If they remastered God of War with 60 frames at 4K, I'd buy that shit again too.
I'd buy it too.
Crap, don't give many ideas, crap.
I'm telling you, I would, man. I would.
That's the anti-Mooch sentiment.
If it came with new content,
That's
hell
why.
yeah, I'd buy it.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
would too.
Why I say
if they included all the free DLC, 60 frames a second, 4K, I would do it.
That game's amazing. I'm gonna piss myself when they announce the next one, man. It's gonna be amazing. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Oh,
Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Last of Us coming out in the spring? I think that's a fine time.
Hey, get it out of the way before you announce your PS5 officially and stuff like that. I think that's the idea.
Well, aren't they going to announce the PS5? Rumored, guys. Rumored. Everything's rumored. PS5 announcement coming, possibly PSX at the end of this year.
Well, I that
Yes.
could be it, but I think they might do it. What did they do?
They did it in
announcement?
They did it in February,
Yeah,
which is when
I
it's
mean,
rumored. The Last of Us 2 is rumored to be coming out by Jason Schreier. Yeah,
Isn't it the 25th anniversary in February?
20, yeah, February. Well,
the
it's always
American.
it's another
the American,
birthday. Here we go.
The American 20. See, a lot of people.
PlayStation turned 25 6 times already.
Yeah, well, it's a funny. No, dude, it was 20. Remember?
I forgot.
Yeah, so basically, a lot of people assumed or did videos saying we'll get the PS5 for sure in 2019 because it's the 25th anniversary. Well, only in Japan, but if you look, it's not a big heavy hitter in Japan anymore. Like the Switch already overtaken it because obviously the mobile thing is huge there, right? So their main they didn't even launch in Japan in 2013 Stadia. With the PS4. It was 2014. No Stadia. They love that, So I like the American 25th anniversary is next February, and that makes the most sense to do it. But look, The Last of Us is going to have over 100 million consoles out there to sell to people, right? And that franchise, that game's going to do great. And, it's an exciting, I actually came around to it a little bit more, I played the remaster on the PS4 Pro and came around to it. So
which game is that crap, the remaster?
The Last of Us.
I'm glad you did come around, buddy, because I got to be honest with you, it's a gosh damn masterpiece. I really
scene, man.
Well, you know what? Like,
it hits you in the field.
For not realizing I'm ignorant to crafting in a lot of games. Like I told you, when I did The Witcher 3, I made one potion. One potion. That's it. My brother's like, what the hell have you been? How did you even get this far? I'm like, my satchel's full of food, man. I start getting womped on. I run away and eat. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like I had no upgrades on anything. When I went through it this time, I was like, oh, you upgrade the gun. Oh, you can do that, right? Like it makes it so much easier. I was like, oh, okay. No wonder I had such a hard time with it. Like
that menu's not the most friendly though.
Oh, no, they've updated it.
Well, I haven't played it since release, so I don't know.
But I've played it 3 times since release. So
yeah, I actually like the DLC, the standalone DLC.
That is impressive.
Thank you.
Luca, how many times did you play Persona 5?
2.5 times.
What would you say? You know what, Luca? What would you say to somebody who's never played a Persona game? Is it worth picking up or stay far away?
Yes.
It makes Kojima look like Steven Spielberg.
I really think it depends on how open your personality is to things that are kind of weird.
What's the game type though? Is it?
It's a turn-based third-person RPG.
Okay.
And it's great. I fucking love it.
I didn't think it was weird.
I'm also someone who I watch animes too. You don't think the sex demons are weird?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. The sex themes are weird.
The monster is weird.
Yeah, that's weird. You're right.
It's got some weird stuff in it.
But if you watch anime
great,
though, it's kind of like I don't know.
I mean, like I said before, I was making fun of it when it was first announced, like years ago. So about 2 years ago. But then I heard that it was doing really well and people really liked it. So I was like, okay. I looked at some gameplay. I'm like, well, I don't know, but you know what? I'll pick it up for $30 and I'll try it. And I ended up really fucking loving it. Clearly, since I, became addicted and obsessed with it. I have 227 hours in Persona.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and so I really like the game, but
it's a good game though.
It
really
depends on how open you are.
So let me take it a step further, Luca. Let me take it a step further. Where do you have to start in that world? Do you have to start at first one, or can you pick up 5?
You can just pick up Persona 5. It's
okay. So they're independent stories. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. If you pick up Persona 5, you're good. I mean, you could.
Yeah. It's the story is very good.
So good.
It makes you want to play it because the first villain, quote unquote, that you go against is a really scummy guy, like just awful, terrible person, and it makes you want to beat him.
Yes.
And I'm all for that cheesy friendship shit, man. So I don't know. I love Persona 5. I think it's great.
Well, look, where are you in The Last of Us? Because I don't ever hear you really kind of talk about that. Is that
The Last of Us? What?
Are you in?
I'm not really a zombie person.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They're not zombies.
They're not zombies. They're clickers, and it's like a disease.
Yeah, they're not zombies. Yeah.
I'm trying to talk Luca into it.
Okay.
Luca, it is like it's seriously like.
I understand, but me personally, I'm just not interested.
It's it hit me. Like I got the feels.
Yeah, no, I can see the quality and I can see why people love it so much, but it really comes down to it's just superficial. I don't like zombie games, so. I don't like zombies in general.
So here's something you don't hear me say very often. I gotta say, I wouldn't say top 3, top 5. I can't really go that far because it's not like I ever measured them all out. But one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time is The Last of Us. The Last of Us multiplayer is an absolute
Brother, I
blast.
thought you were going to say Halo
I've
5.
heard that from people before.
That was a very underrated multiplayer.
It's
bro.
a blast,
That
Enrique.
multiplayer is dope.
The Last of Us multiplayer, people.
Yeah.
Really? I've
people
heard
really
that from a
like
lot of
that.
people.
Yeah, no,
I
people really
haven't
like it. So,
Dude, I played, I think, so someone in the chat, I'm going to try and say his name here, Mahadi Rhiannon. I can't say his name, but anyways, he says he's level 323. I think I got up to like level 85, and I was impressed with that because I put a lot of time into it. It is when people say I want to play as a team base, you play the 4v4 in that, and I guarantee you nothing but love. You will have nothing but love for that game. It is one of the best multiplayers.
Wow.
I don't know, for some reason, it just hit home for me. I do recommend you guys try it. You know, it's the summer swoon, right? Backlog, this and that. I'm going to be playing. That's what I really want to play a lot this summer. I was kind of hoping The Last of Us 2 came out this fall because I wanted to ramp right up to it. Now I'm going to kind of wait till the holiday time to get back into The Last of Us, the single player story again, play it through again. But I mean, yeah, guys, do check that out, please. And you know, before we go, Crap, you had a video on this, and this is a fun thing to talk about because we're gonna find. I think they're gonna mention it. I don't see how they can talk about new generation consoles and not mention it. What do we think the next name is gonna be? Because you know, PS5 is PS5, no duh. But like, what is going on with Xbox Anaconda? Is it gonna be Xbox Infinite? Crap, that was what you.
I don't buy it. Like,
I don't buy
shout out
it.
to Predator. Shout out to Predator for sending that to me, right? So it's like this paste bin dump or whatever, and they say it's Xbox Infinite. I'm not like, we had that rumor for the last Xbox as well. I don't think it's going to be Xbox Infinite. I like the name, but I don't think I see it being Xbox Infinite just yet. Like, hopefully we get better names for these things at E3, but
They have to get it where there's an awkward like acronym to it. I mean, let's be real, because that's what they did. They got to do it.
Is Xbox One going to be gone? Would we agree on that? Is the One gone?
I hope so.
I think so.
Great answer. What do you guys? I mean, Knox, what do you think? What's your thought on it? I mean, you've heard all what the rumors are. Do you think any of those rumors are true, or
as far as the name of the new name for the Xbox, I don't know. I mean, Xbox Infinite, it's all right. I wouldn't hate it. I don't particularly love it, but I don't hate it either. You know what I mean? I'm indifferent about it either way. I would prefer a better name. I just really off the top of my head, I couldn't even think of one. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, I got why they called it.
I hope they don't do what Xbox said and they make it some sort of an acronym. You know what I mean? Like where the one stands for all in one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, call it Xbox. I would say call it Xbox. You fill in the blank, Microsoft, but whatever it is, that they can carry it on afterwards, so they can have a natural progression.
Yeah, like what was it? Crap, you put out that video, right? You said what was going to be the Lockhart, the Infinite what?
The Infinite, what the hell was it? Like Infinite Light or Infinite Value?
Yeah, we go.
Value.
Infinite Value. So already the acronym is already Xbox IV, like it needs life support.
Oh, please don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's already that.
Yeah,
if we
right
go
there.
there.
See, that would be it right there.
That's exactly what people would do it if I saw that.
Sully in the chat says Xbox Xanadu. That's fantastic. I love it.
It'll be Xbox HGF. All right, because
what's that?
Everybody thinks
What
it's
is
a
that?
Halo Gears and Forza box.
Oh man, not bad, Xbox. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think that's got. I think the name means a lot, though, right? And I don't know.
Xbox, we're confused.
Right. Yeah. Xbox.
I'm gonna get so much
Kumbaya.
change for saying that.
or just call it. I mean, what about if they just called it Xbox? Just Xbox. I mean, I don't know. Right? Like, that's it. That's what they're trying to do.
Call it Xbox the Ocho.
Yes. So great.
Ocho.
I think a name means a lot. It helps in the sales portion of things. I think their backs against the wall. Like I said, it's funny because you have PlayStation 1 through 5, and that works. I mean, iPhone, originally people were like, well, they're going to get rid of iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did get rid of that, and they went to iPhone X. But I mean, there's always going to be something after, and I think that's crucial for sales. And I think you have to future think your name, because whatever you're going to have afterwards, whether it be a mid-gen or next generation after this one, you have to have natural progression with what your title is. And Xbox, 360, and then Xbox One, and now they're all over the place, like typical Microsoft. They're kind of all over the place. I hope they kind of settle in and have something that works. Yeah.
Mooch, 9 Lives in the chat. He called it the FedEx box, and I think he's confused there. Death Stranding is not coming out on Xbox, brother.
That's not on that console, 9 Lives, but that's great. Guys, we are approaching the 9 o'clock mark. I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thanks to this amazing panel. Listen, we touched on some big subjects that are things that we kind of are in the know about, and some of the things we're kind of just talking about. It's a talk show, guys. It was a great panel. I'll go in reverse order here, and I'll start with Noximus. Nox, thanks for being here tonight, buddy. I know Nox is a hardcore, dedicated YouTuber and gamer. Comes on the show, and he's got to work tonight. Nox, thanks for being here, and let people know where they can find you.
Oh, man, bro. Thanks for having me, bro. It's a pleasure as always, man. And yeah, man, people can find me, right here on YouTube. In Nox We Trust. I am going to put something out tomorrow because Chauncey's chomping at the bit to talk about some Death Stranding.
Chauncey,
what I mean? He's very excited about it, and yeah, man. Yeah, on Wednesdays on Xbox Nation, Saturday on the next podcast, bro. At DNox on Twitter, Noximus1 on PSN, Xbox Live, Steam, and all that good stuff. So you already know, bro.
You're the man, Nox. I appreciate you being here. And then I've got Enrique from BRAP Podcast. I got to be honest with you, Enrique. It's been tough to get you on here, but every time you're on here, it's worth the wait, buddy. Thanks for being here, and let people know where they can find you.
No, I appreciate it, man. Great panel tonight. Great topics. And yeah, go to YouTube. You can find us at the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Want to follow me on YouTube, Twitter, you can at BRAP_podcast. We go live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Speaking of Matt Piscatella, we're going to have him on right after E3 to talk about E3 and some other gaming-related trends. Yeah, and then this week we're going to have Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords. He's getting ready to head out to E3.
Talk about big-time Destiny fan. That's the man right there.
Yeah. So he's going to come on. We're going to talk about E3. And so, yeah, definitely check us out. And Mooch, always a pleasure, man. Thanks.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And then I've got my New York. Luca, thank you for being here so much. I appreciate it, honestly. And thanks for putting all of us in line. By the way, you kept all of us in line tonight. So thank you. You did. You put us in our place. I like that. Luca, let people know where they can find you. And I can't wait to have you on again real soon.
I just want to say, thank you so much for having me. I love being on with my Italian Eminem and then my rest of my boys, like I always have a good time on Crossfire. So thanks so much. You guys can find me on Twitter at the Ash and Luca, and I have my own podcast called Scumcast, where we, I typically have people on who have very strong personalities and very different opinions about things. So it's a lot of fun. Come through. It's Saturdays at whatever time I'm free because I'm busy. So yeah.
Well, great to have you here, Luca. I appreciate it. And you do a great job on your show and your channel. Thank you so much. And then I've got Xbot 448, sometimes confused for 844. Xbot, let people know where they can find you, because are you having a show tomorrow? Because people need to know.
Yeah, no, brother. I am going to say it's a unanimous decision by the panel. They want a Saturday off before we go, and dive into E3. Actually, I'm gonna let you know it's K Mega. He's got to get his foot. He's got to get his foot massager thing going, like he said. And so we're gonna skip this Saturday. I might do a live show, kind of throwing it together, see who's around and stuff like that. So you might want to tune in for that. And to tune in, you definitely want to go over to my channel, Xbot448. And check out the content. Once you realize how good it is, you're definitely going to subscribe. I already know that. I am on my my quest for 4,000 subscribers right now. We are closing in on that mark. I still can't believe it. Thank you guys for all the support. And other than that, you can follow me anywhere else, whether it's Twitter, Xbox Live. It's all Xbot448. I keep it simple, Mooch. I do.
You really do. You do. It's easy to find you, buddy. You're everywhere, and that's what's great about you, Xbot. Appreciate you being here tonight. And then I'm my co-host on MNC, Crap Gamer. Crap, let people know where they can find you this weekend. Oh,
yes.
God.
Harmonica, yes.
What did we do to deserve this? Pick our
I got the Luca Block Me Blues.
So great.
Woo!
Baby, Crap, you have to end E3 for Microsoft.
Oh man, I'll be playing that damn thing throughout the whole conference, man.
No, I gotta be there for that.
With Phil, after Phil announces a game, what happens?
He's gonna get one of those, man. Hey, every time Phil says play your games on whatever device you want, anywhere you want. I'm gonna be like,
Oh man.
and I'm also gonna take a shot of tequila. So we got
Oh
that.
no. It's just gonna get
that's
worse.
great. That is
Oh,
perfect.
great.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'll probably be pretty drunk. So
Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I can tell you that much right now. So
Have to have the censor
thank you
button
guys.
ready. Yes.
Yes, Crap Gamer Reviews. Go check it out, man. Yes,
Awesome.
thank you.
Great, Crap. Thank you so much, guys. Awesome show, guys. This is a great podcast. I enjoyed every minute of it. Guys, listen, twitch.tv, the Mooch78. I'm going to be streaming in 45 minutes. Come over and watch Layers of Fear 2. We're going to keep the show going. Mooch is going to keep yelling. Hope not get scared to death. We'll catch you guys next week, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye.